in fact heard him.
I heard him too. I heard that. To open the episode, I'm going to do this. Sounds good.
Nice.
All right. This is from Maine with Love, an Allagash brewing podcast where we talk about beer, our community here in Maine, and things that generally make us happy. We got some very happy, joyous stuff to talk about on this podcast. I am Brett, joined here by Raya Lempert, social media and content creation intern. Thank you, Raya.
Hello.
Second time on the show. You did an awesome job.
Time.
Yeah, I had to bring you back.
We asked you back.
We asked the highest form of flattery.
Yay.
And Jason Perkins, our brewmaster.
What's up?
Thank you for joining us. And we're here to talk about some cool Great American Beer Festival stuff. But prior to that, we got to start with the old secret question. And this one might be, I don't know, Jason, I'm interested to see your take on this one. This is not as frivolous as many of the secret questions I've asked you before. Can you pinpoint the moment when you realized brewing was more than just an interest for you, that this might be something bigger? He is thinking.
I'm thinking. Sorry, there's not like a problem with your podcast.
He did not just get super angry.
Man. You know, it was pretty early on. I don't know if I remember like a light bulb moment, but you know, I was like so many craft brewers, especially of the generation that I came from. Like I was a home brewer first, and so I already kind of loved the idea of making beer. And then I got a job at a really small brewery at the time. They've grown a bunch since, called Kettle House Brewing Company in Missoula, Montana. I was living out there, and I was literally buying my homebrew ingredients from this brewery, and they were hiring, and I got a job. And I would say it was sometime in the first like few weeks of working there where it was like, wow, like I can actually get paid, granted not a lot, but get paid to make beer. So
that's cool.
Somewhere, it was very early on, for sure.
That mirrors, I think Rob Todd, our founder, that mirrors his story where he's kind of like, he like walked into the brewery and he was like, saw the pipes and everything. He was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. His is a little, he was a little more, like he was like washed kegs for one day at Otter Creek. And the next day was like, I'm opening a brewery. It's like, I wasn't quite that fast.
Yeah. Yeah. More definitive.
Yeah.
All right. Raya, you ready for yours?
I guess.
I think you're going to like it. Have you had an esoteric pet that I don't know about? Because right now I know about the horse and I know about the hedgehog. Is there anything more sort of like interesting pet wise? Oh, you're nodding your head. All right. Hell yeah. All right.
I have two birds.
Two birds. Okay. Good.
Ozzy and Marvin.
What type of bird?
Marvin is a cockatiel and Ozzy is a green something.
I hope Ozzy's not a podcast listener. She might get a little offended.
She might be singing to it. Yeah, green something. I never remember her, but
nice.
A green bird.
Yeah,
Green
she
bird.
is a green bird. She's very pretty. She's like green and red and orange.
Yep.
My family we went to Canada, and went to a aviary.
Okay.
My whole family fell in love with birds. And we decided we needed to get birds.
Wow.
We came home and there's a local aviary in Cumberland. And we went and we adopted these two birds and they are so fun.
Is that recent?
Like 3 years ago.
Okay, nice. All right, two
Yeah,
birds. There
two
you
birds.
go.
I was
All right,
really
thank
hoping
you.
that story was going to turn into how you got two birds across the border from Canada to the U.S.
We hid them in a big tub of poutine. Yeah, just.
No. But yeah, the birds, the hedgehog. I had hamsters growing up.
Yeah.
Horse, dogs. I think that about sums it up.
Good for you. Very
Yeah.
pet-friendly family.
Very pet friendly.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, here we go. Talking about the GABF, the Great American Beer Festival. We had a pretty awesome year. We've honestly been lucky to have a couple pretty awesome years. This one was definitely no different. This was a standout. But I think before we even talk about what we won, I just want to kind of like set the stage, Jason, for like, what is the Great American Beer Festival, I guess, in your words?
So yeah, the Great American Beer Festival is just unbelievable festival and competition that's been going on for 30 plus years. I should know the exact number of years, but I don't. But it's been going on for quite some time. Started very small, of course, back in the early days of craft beer. Was originally started in Boulder, Colorado, and it's been in Denver for a very long time.
Has it always been the Brewers Association?
Yes and no. It was
Okay.
the Brewers Association was called a different name back in the day,
Gotcha.
effectively, yes.
Proto Brewers Association.
The infamous Charlie Papazian, or at least infamous if you're in into the craft beer world, who wrote A Complete Joy of Homebrewing and was involved with the beginning of the Brewers Association, was also involved with the beginning of the Great American Beer Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a way to highlight craft beer and beer in general in the U.S. And it grew in size dramatically, both as a festival and a competition. So every year in Denver, there's a couple-day big, huge brew fest. As far as I understand it, it's still the biggest brew fest in the United States.
It has to be.
And kind of leading up to it is a competition as well, where brewers can submit their beers to the competition. They're judged in a blind fashion by expert judges, and then kind of the culmination of the beer festival is the awards ceremony that happens on Saturday of the beer festival, where they actually give the medals out kind of at the festival.
Gotcha. And this is definitely the biggest beer competition in the U.S. and like the most prestigious that the U.S. alone puts on.
Without a doubt,
Yeah.
the most prestigious beer competition in the United States. There is kind of its sister competition called the World Beer Cup.
Mm-hmm.
That is, just like the name would suggest, includes beers from all over the world.
Gotcha.
The Great American Beer Fest is just American beer.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. So then to go even a little bit further, we're talking about the awards ceremony. Like, what is that actually like? What is the room in which, like, is it a big ballroom and everyone's
It's actually been it's been a whole bunch of different types of places.
Okay.
It was when it was very small, it was a very small venue, and then it grew into a ballroom, and then at times it's been on the festival floor. This year it returned to the festival floor for the first time in a little while, which I actually kind of like.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. The kind of the ambiance at it is, all the brewers are there. Not every brewer submits beers can travel to Denver, so not every single brewery who's submitted beers is there, but many are. And if you've been in the industry for a long time, like I have, you know a lot of these people, and they've become very good friends. And to sit there and watch a brewery and you love win an award and watch their reaction and jump up and down, it's fun. I mean, and then you get brewers who maybe have won their first award. That happens all the time. Yeah, and they're really excited, and jumping up and down and slapping each other on the back.
Cool.
It's just really fun atmosphere for sure.
Yeah, super celebratory.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Sure.
And there's I should have looked it up, but like there's a lot of categories. There are like 100-ish.
Yeah, over 100. Yeah,
over 100. So that's for all different types of beers. So for you enter your beer under a particular style that is clearly defined, and you want your beer to be like the pinnacle of that defined style.
Correct. And the number of beers categories has grown. I mean, in the early years, it was just a handful.
Yeah.
But as basically more or less, they've added categories as a singular category has gotten bigger and bigger, and then they can create a new category. Like, for example, there used to be one category for all the Belgian beer.
Oh, wow.
Belgian style beer was all one category.
Huh.
Now there's a category for triple, there's a category for white, category for double, category for saisons. So it just lets it be judged more specifically on the style itself.
Nice. All right. Then what did we win? We won a gold medal for Allagash Tripel. That was the first. Was that the first one literally announced of the two, or was it? Oh, okay, cool.
No, sorry, no, it was the second. Lager came first.
Oh,
sorry, I just
okay.
I just let that out.
It's going to be like in the header of this podcast. If you didn't know,
Keep
now
it
you know.
secret.
No, but I mean, this is cool. So like, we get into the description of the beer a little bit in a little bit, right? Because I kind of want to hear your take on this beer, because I like you bring a different perspective to this. But like, so for people who are not aware, our Tripel has won. This is its 6th gold medal at a major beer competition. So we kind of, in our estimation, it includes Great American Beer Festival, and that there's a Euro Beer Star Awards or European Beer Star, which is a big festival in Europe, and then there's also the World Beer Cup. So it's won 4 GABFs, 1 Euro Beer Star, and 1 World Beer Cup. And then I think I wrote down, it was a different piece of paper. I think it's like 18 awards in all. So Tripel's like awarded at this point. And I think the question here was like, what do you think? And we kind of talked about this in a previous podcast when Tripel won this award, I think like last year. But I think like you mentioned effervescence, I think, as a thing that sets our Tripel apart. Do you still feel like that kind of captures it? Or is it like what makes our Tripel Allagash-y and like able to win this many awards?
Yeah, I mean, I love that word. I think that does still accurately describe it. But I mean, Tripel as a style is a very nuanced style in that it has, it needs to be, in my opinion, needs to still, for even though it's strong beer, it needs to be nice and drinkable, needs to be dry, needs to be palatable, but has to have some layers of complexity to it. And so to do that right is challenging. So I think ours does a good job of one being, very approachable and drinkable to all people, but also, still very complex aromatic profile from, the fermentation from the yeast esters. So it's kind of a mix of, easy to drink for a 9% beer, and complex.
Yeah. Ryan, do you remember the first time you had Tripel?
I do. It was, so when I started working here, everyone else who started working at the same time did a beer tasting. And it was Tripel. I think it was the variety pack.
Yeah.
And we had it in the tall glass.
Oh, 750.
Yes.
Jason's preferred.
Those, yes.
Jason's preferred.
And at the time, when I started working here, I hadn't really drank beer. Like, I would take sips of my dad's and pretend I like it. And then working here just gave me like a totally different perspective. And now I find myself going towards beers.
That's very nice.
And yeah, I think it's a wonderful beer. I mean, I think like the variety pack, like the Allagash White, Tripel, and Lager for me is very approachable and easy to drink. And I like how it's like simple and not like,
It's funny that you would
like,
I think you're right though. Like the word simple, I think denotes for me just like it's not difficult to enjoy this. You don't need a big preamble of like, well, you're gonna find this. You're gonna like you just give this beer to somebody with no whatever reference whatsoever, and they're gonna just be like, oh wow, I like that. And like that, I feel like is what defines it for me. Is this you can just suggest it, someone's gonna try it, and they're gonna be like, whoa, dang, I wasn't expecting that. And they invariably, like in my 9 years here at Allagash, it is a beer that when people try it, they go like, "Oh, that's good."
Great beer.
Yeah, it's in the variety pack as you mentioned, Ryan. There's a guy I play hockey with, and he was telling me he bought the variety pack, and he's not like a craft beer guy at all. And he was just like, "Oh man, that green one's great." So like that kind of explains it. Like that guy, he doesn't give a crap that it's a Trappist monastery tradition that goes behind the brewery, and it's a Belgian style beer. He's like, "Oh, that green one, man, that was great.
That green one slaps."
Yeah, I think the other thing for me too is that like a lot of higher percentage beers are very beery.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I don't tend to love, but this one isn't.
No,
that makes sense. Like it's just like
100%.
very approachable.
100%.
Easy
Jason,
drinking.
What do you know? Like, what do you attribute that to? How do we achieve that from a technical perspective of not having this beer? This is a 9% beer. For reference, your average lager sort of a thing is gonna be like 4.5%. So it's like double the ABV in the beer, but it does not taste like hot or intense or whatever. Like, how would you say that happens?
Yeah, I mean, I think I already mentioned dryness earlier. I think that's an important component of it, and we do use, basically like like 100% sugar source as a portion of it. So there's a bunch of grain in there, of course, but there's also, basically granulated sugar in it as well. Yeah. And what that does is gives you some fermentable sugars that are 100% fermentable. So the yeast does its thing during fermentation, and the beer is dry. You don't want too much of that. You do too much of that, and it starts to taste, really out of balance. So it's a balance between the malt character and the dryness. And then there's a bunch of things you can do around fermentation and making sure that the fermentation doesn't kick off, something that's called fusel alcohols, which tend to be a little bit more like intense and volatile in the way that they smell, and they tend to what people would more describe as like boozy smelling.
Right, boozier
is the way that comes through.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. This is kind of a random question, but I'm just kind of interested to get your take on it, Jason. Is like, what is Tripel in the Belgian beer scene right now? Like, what does that beer represent to like, if you're in Belgium, is it an everyday beer? Is it a celebratory beer? Is it like a revered historic style? Like, what is it?
It's kind of all those things, honestly. In Belgium, it's pretty common.
Yeah.
Like not to be jerky, but not necessarily always good triples.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to a cafe in Belgium, guaranteed there's a triple on the menu, if not a couple.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, it's obviously, even in Belgium, revered beer country, easy drinking, light lagers still owns the day, right? Just different brands over there, not necessarily Bud, Coors, Miller like we see here, but that still owns the craft beer scene just like it does here.
Yeah.
Or not craft beer scene it does here. But triple is kind of in the more craft type is the kind of probably the most common beer you'll find over there. I mean, blonde is another one that's pretty similar in Belgium, which in a lot of ways is like triple with a few less ABV points to it. So like 6 or 7%, but in a lot of other ways similar. But yeah, triples are very commonly found over there. But I still think it represents like a, very kind of historical tradition for Belgian brewing as well.
All right. The next one that's been hinted at / already spoiled, but at the same time, there's a lot of awesome stuff to talk about with this. Our other gold medal we won at this Great American Beer Festival 2025 is Allagash Lager. And so that's a new beer we added last year, 2024, but in like a limited footprint. And then this past year, we've had it as like slightly larger, kind of more of a Northeast thing, classic lager. But like, what was that like, I think, for you, Jason, and also just kind of like for the folks there from Allagash who were at the GABF, like at the festival? What was it like when that beer got picked for gold?
It was a huge reaction from us, honestly. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I would say we were more surprised at that one than triple. I mean, triple, like you mentioned earlier, has been fortunate enough to win a bunch of medals. And so, we never expect that for sure. It still was very celebratory when triple won, but I mean, lager was like, it's a brewery favorite here. Like our staff loves drinking it. It's a new beer, like you mentioned. So it just felt a lot different. Like triple, we've been making since 1999. White, which has won a ton of medals, we've been making since 1995. This is brand new beer for us, and it was pretty special to win for it in a pretty competitive category and in a style that maybe people wouldn't expect from Allagash to be something that we'd be making. And so we were super psyched.
Yeah. Have you? What was your first time trying this beer, Raya? Do you remember that? Was that the same thing? It was obviously the variety pack. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got break. Yeah.
Bring it out.
Sorry, pause for opening up a can of lager.
Perfect. Sounds great. We were tasting the triple a little earlier. It's tasting delicious as always. Raya.
Thank you.
Yeah. Right over the soundboard. Why not pour it right over the soundboard? That's smart. But yes, Raya, your reaction to this beer, because I feel like this is like a beer. This is a beer flavored beer.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay. I will say I haven't had lager since that one time because I'm more prone to like going for the new releases because I want to try everything.
Oh, totally.
Definitely more beery.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how to describe beer. I'm like, yep.
I think
it's like.
Does your dad like it?
I don't know if he's had.
Oh, okay.
We got to change that.
I think I cut off in there.
You said you don't know if he's had it.
I don't know. I know he's had triple because I brought that home. He loves Allagash White. He's more of an IPA guy. Both my parents are. And so they're just like reluctant to trying things because they're like, I like IPAs.
Yeah. I mean, if you know what you like.
But I guarantee my dad would like this.
Yeah. I think from my experience in this industry is people do kind of like a craft beer journey. They start at a place where they feel like they don't know a lot and they try beer that's like exciting and different. Like honestly, triple kind of would be like one of those beers where it's like, whoa, there's so much flavor here. It's so amazing. You go on to your hazy IPAs and then your big like bourbon barrel aged whatever. And then you kind of you see this arc where they start coming back. And I feel like this lager is like where so many brewers, at least, or people in the beer industry end up.
Coming back to the classics.
It's like, it's a classic. It's also, I think, for me, when I visit other breweries, it's the style I want to try because it shows that brewery's like basically skill set because there's nowhere to hide. It has to all be there, and you can't, every process has to be pretty much dialed in, and also the recipe has to be really good to make like a really tasty lager.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So for this lager, this was a really cool, this is one of 4 recipes that we kind of like trialed internally. We actually I was part of the external testing where we went and got tasting room feedback where we had these 4 different ones and we just asked people in our tasting room, like, try them. What do you think? And we got this sort of like qualitative feedback or anecdotal feedback almost. But it was a really close call. There were some really, really good lager recipes. And the fun fact is one of those 4 lager recipes actually ended up becoming Kickabout Lager, our collaboration with the Hearts of Pine, which is another beer I'm a big fan of.
That is one of my favorite beers.
Yeah. That's really.
Yeah.
I mean, it is legit one of my favorite beers that we're making right now, 100%.
That is when I go out, I am getting Kickabout. Porthole, always drinking it there.
They have
Kickabout.
Porthole?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Did you know that, Jason?
No.
I don't go to the Porthole very often. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
And I always, every time I have it, I hear Up the Hearts.
Oh, amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. We entered this beer in an interesting category, though, and that's something I kind of want to hear from you, Jason. So it's entered in the international style Pilsner. Why? Because there are a couple different lager categories. Why that?
Yeah, I mean, there is a component to entering a beer competition. That's a very interesting piece of it, and is making sure your beer is entered in the right category. Because these judges, and I did it for many years. We've had other staff members here who have done it as well. They're the kind of skill set and tenure and knowledge base of these judges is pretty amazing. Like a table full of 6 or 7 judges, you might have an cumulative beer knowledge of 100 or time and beer industry of 100 years or more. Like it's a lot of really experienced people, and in front of them they have a list of attributes that are assigned to the style, and they're looking for good beer, but they're also looking for beer that fits what the style category outlines. And so when we're deciding what beers to submit, we obviously don't design beers for beer categories, but when we look at what we're going to enter, we're like, okay, we got to better put it in the right categories. And we have plenty of beers we make here that don't fit very well in any categories, right? Because honestly, a beer like Kickabout, what we just talked about, like that has a little bit of citra dry hop character in it, but it's a lager, so it doesn't necessarily. It's harder to find a fit for this. Whereas Tripel and white go into triple category or white category. Yeah. In this case, this lager really is kind of closest to a kind of European style, continental style Pilsner. And so it fits pretty nicely. I mean, it's hopped with Hallertau and Saaz, so German hop, Czech Republic hop. There's a little bit of American hop in there as well, Laurel. But it is definitely designed in that continental style category. So it fit the category really well.
Okay, because I was imagining it had to do something with the hop character, because it's like that Hallertau is like as described by Patrick, who came up with this recipe, who I'm going to talk to about that win, because I think he was super excited about it. So that will be inserted here.
All right. I'm here with Patrick Chavanel, R&D manager. And I just want to talk to you, Patrick, because you are, we talked about the lager recipes. We had multiple of them, and they're like, they went through this process, but your recipe is the base for what ended up being Allagash lager. And you told me a story after we won, after that beer won the gold medal, about your experience of that. And I just wanted to kind of like have you be able to recount that for folks, because I thought it was pretty cool.
Cool. So like any normal person, on the day of the ceremony, I made my family all sit down in the living room and watch the live stream. No, I didn't make them. The TV was on. My kids were like, TV. So we all sat down in the living room, and they're going through the first, whatever it is, 40 or so categories. I think this is 40 something.
Yeah.
So like my kids are yelling at me like, what are we watching for?
How long does it take each one to go?
Not very long. Like, I don't know, a minute or so.
Okay. All right, not too bad.
But they're children,
Yeah.
So.
I mean, my kids would be yelling at me after like 2 seconds, so it makes sense.
So I was sitting there, and then this one came up. And then for this one, like they do for all the other categories, they announce the category, then they say the bronze medal winner is, and like they announced it. I was like, oh,
dang it.
Because I was like, if we're gonna get anything,
Right.
it's maybe bronze.
Yeah.
And then they announced silver. I was like,
Dang it.
and we missed that. And I was like, okay, well, there's no way we're gonna get it. And then they're like, gold, Allagash lager. And I think I blacked out for like 10, 15 seconds. I just start screaming and jumping up and down. We live in this, like, we call it a hobbit house, so the ceilings are pretty low on the first floor.
Yeah.
Pretty sure my head, like, grazed the ceiling. I jumped so high. I was swearing a bunch, and my kids were like, oh, my God, what's going on? And they're like, why are you swearing so much? And I don't know, I was just, like, so excited.
Yeah.
Because I just, you had no clue. Like, for beers like Whites and Tripel,
Yep.
there's like an expectation that we're going to win something.
Yeah.
So when we see those up there, not that it's not exciting,
Always special.
but it's just like, yes. It's
Yeah.
more of like a yes. And
Yeah,
with
yeah,
this, it's like totally unexpected.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember the last time we won a gold medal for a beer that we've entered that wasn't those two.
I know.
Like, I don't know, it's 10 plus years. Like, I have no idea.
You are correct. It has been a significant amount of time since anything other than White or Triple One. So,
So it was, I don't know, and the fact that it's core beer too.
Yeah.
And the fact that like we all worked so hard on this over this like long period of time.
Yeah.
It just felt so good. So literally for the rest of the day, like I'd find myself going, I would just like randomly giggle like throughout the day, even into the next day.
That's good.
Like I was just so happy that, you'd think about it like, that only lasted 2 days.
That's good. Well, I mean, that's good 2 days.
But it was, I don't know. It was a really great feeling.
So that hop character, that's what set it apart.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Among other things. I mean, there's still malt character to it. I mean, it's, any beer, balance is so important. And this beer has, if we just hopped it and didn't give it the nice malt character it has, it wouldn't work either. So there is a good portion of Pilsner malt from the state of Maine in there, from Blue Ox Malt House. That's a pretty big component of the flavor profile as well.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Way to go, Blue Ox. Tasty beer. Yay. So, and then these 2 wins led to our 3rd win at this GABF, which is Brewery of the Year in our group size. Is where are we? Brew group category is the size?
Yeah, it's large brewery.
Large
they call
brewery.
it now. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's over 100,000 barrels a year.
Right.
And
And
so
so-
category.
You have these different size of like Brewer of the Year, and it's based on the medals you've won in that competition. You are the top medal earner of your size category.
Correct.
And so we were.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Right. How'd you feel about it? When you hear, are you like, cool, whatever? Do you like,
I think
woo?
I told everyone I knew. I was like, I work there. I do. I think it is so cool.
Did you really?
I did.
Wow. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I had friends visiting the week on
Yeah.
Saturday,
Yeah.
the day it was announced, and we happened to be here when the announcement was made, and I like went up to get a drink, and everyone was like
Oh,
talking about
yeah.
it. It was so cool.
That's
It was
super cool.
Really awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, Portland's not big. I think that's the thing is like Portland's not big, and then you come by Allagash and you just hear, what are we all looking? Someone. I thought it was the squirrel trying to get into
No,
the.
sorry.
Video with their kids.
I
Kids
saw a
going
kid.
by.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's all right.
I saw a kid walk by, and you just don't really see that.
Could
so
have
I was
been
a
my
little
kid. Who
confused.
knows? We're coming for pumpkin carving pretty soon. Pumpkin
Oh,
carving tonight.
that's very
It's good-
exciting.
Good times. But my point was,
Sorry.
Portland's very small. No. I interrupted myself because I was thinking about there's a squirrel in our parking lot that like keeps trying to get in everyone's cars.
Yeah. Don't leave your windows down.
Don't. I mean,
Come
that
on.
squirrel is like a
Nope.
fat, happy
Yeah.
squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting
Good stuff.
snacks.
This should be his name, Snacks the Squirrel.
Aw,
Should try it. Yeah.
that's so cute.
Snacks the Squirrel. It's named.
I love it.
All right. Awesome. The point I was just trying to make is that Portland's not very big, and it's just so cool to kind of be at this place that is doing such incredible work in just kind of like pushing the quality of beer forward. And it's just awesome that it's in this little town of 65,000 people. So kudos to us here at Allagash and the brewing team. Of course, it's funny. Every single person who I saw who is more directly related to the brewing and production of the beer, who I said congrats to, every single person said, "Congrats back to you. We all did it." And I was like, man, are we like brainwashed here? That's just
Teamwork.
Thanks. True.
Did you help rate the beer, those various lager trials?
I did.
Yes.
That's
there you go.
You know what? That's very true. I was directly. Yeah. All right.
Very
Hey,
cool.
kudos to me. Kudos to all of us. That's awesome. And my last question, just kind of like, it's a somewhat reflective question on who we are as a brewery. But like, so we've won in the past for Belgian style ales. Allagash White and Tripel have many awards at many different competitions, and that is awesome. We've also won for kind of like wild and spontaneous beers. Like Coolship or Sorghum has won. I think Coolship Red. Like you look at these awards, like we've done in this Belgian sort of area a lot of really solid stuff. And this lager, I was looking at our awards for various beers. I think this is kind of the first one that's like outside of that. It's more like a traditional, just like American beer style. And so I guess for you, Jason, like, does this, for me, I'm excited. That's like this lager win is like a validation of like so much of what we're doing here, where it's like, we don't just have to be in this realm. It's like, we're doing this really well. And so I guess it marks a little not a turning point, but something that just feels like an exciting look at the future of like, that's awesome. We just did that. So do you feel, did it feel that way to you, or is it just kind of another beer medal?
No, it definitely feels different. I think it feels different for a variety of reasons. I think you kind of outlined a little bit part of it. Like, this is a beer that's a little bit outside of the traditional Allagash, at least historical model. I mean, and really for a long time, we really were only making beers that fit in a Belgian style category. And for the last handful of years, we've been branching out a little bit more. I think more than that for me is like, this is a beer that, because it was newer, because it kind of was developed in this process where, like you alluded to earlier, where the brewing team got together, submitted a bunch of different ideas. We whittled down to 4 different ideas from 4 different people. They were blindly tasted by all our entire staff, anyone who wanted to be a part of it. We then took that feedback, refined the beers a little further, brewed them again, et cetera, et cetera. It really kind of felt like, that you mentioned that this beer came from Patrick, or Chavez as we call him.
Yeah.
And it absolutely did. And huge credit to him for creating the recipe in the first place. But then also what followed after that was just like this almost like full company effort to create this beer in a way.
Yeah.
And that feels awesome. And then lager, right? Lager's everywhere. Like, by far the biggest brewed beer style in the world, and pretty cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah. So for a variety of reasons, it feels different for sure.
Cool.
Incredible.
Yeah. Way to go. That was all I had. Do either of you have thoughts or anything you'd want to add that I didn't touch upon?
No, but I mean, you should buy the variety pack because it's the most
right.
awarded variety pack in the world. Right there.
You didn't even touch on that. Yeah, I mean, that is the subtext is Tripel. I mean, we've been keeping tally of these major beer competitions and where we stand against other beers that are in the style. And I think we're not going to put a TM on it or anything like that just yet. But I think like Allagash Tripel might be the most awarded triple in the world of its category in these major competitions. Wow. And I think this one just like solidified that, where I think we were basically there last year, but it was like we had more points, but we had maybe the same number of medals. But anyway, now it's like definitive. We have more medals, and that's pretty awesome. So more to come on that potentially in the future. But to Jason's point about the variety pack, it's so you got Allagash White, which has like a lot of awards, which is awesome. Kudos to the team. Tripel, ton of awards. Lager now awarded. Hazy IPA, who knows?
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
That's a toughie.
You're basically drinking gold.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cool. And I mean the thing I love about a variety pack is it's a variety pack. It's like it is 4 significantly different styles of beer.
Totally agreed. 100% agreed.
Really fun.
Yeah.
I have a big Allagash, a friend who's a big fan of Allagash, and he gets the variety pack now. He's like, yeah, it's my go-to. It's just easy. It just gets everything I want in there. Yeah. Very nice. All right, Raya, Jason, thank you so much. That was awesome. It was fun chatting.
Thank you.
Tasting these beers while talking about them. This is awesome.
Now I have to go get a variety pack.
Go to allagash.com/locator for your no.
Where are you gonna find it?
Yeah, they're out there. They're out there. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna do the outro. This has been an Allagash Brewing production. If you have something you'd like to talk to us about or a question for our team, just send us an email at podcast@allagash.com. And as always, thanks for listening.
Yay.
Woo. Thank you.